Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be conducting an interview with the president, and doing some ASMR with Kenny when he comes through.
Wow.
Um, I'm joined by Bernice today.
Yeah.
Welcome to my channel.
Future prime minister.
We're going to thrift stores. I heard you spent 30,000 on a fishnet. Is that true?
30,000. No, I didn't buy it. He tried to convince me. I did not buy it. Yeah, so today actually it's pretty different than my normal stuff. I'm actually going to be doing an interview. So this is Kevin and he directed What Happened to Maria. It's this actually I shouldn't even be explaining it. You should be explaining it.
No.
Yeah, you directed it. You gotta explain
I'm
it.
the guest, I'm
Yeah.
chilling. Okay, what am I supposed to explain? The plot?
Yeah, just give us kind of like a trailer into your film. No spoilers though.
I've always struggled with that question. It's a story about a young lady who is in love with two men whom are very possessive and borderline abusive. And she's trying to survive when she gets pregnant. So she's trying to create a better life for her child. So she has to make some tough decisions. She watch it all to see what she does. But in the end, her child is born in a violent free world. Is what I can say.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good summary. I watched it already, y'all. Uncut, unclip. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So let's see. So I really want to know some background on the beginning of this film. So what really inspired you to make this film?
Damn.
Yeah. Deep
Yeah,
questions.
that's a tough question. It started out as a short film for my final school project, which was inspired by the idea of conservative versus liberalism. None of that still survived in the final draft, but we started out with two extremes of what happens when someone who's super liberal, Vancouver versus American, start dating. Like what situation would they be in? And then it developed into what would happen. So I focused on the idea of abortion as a topic, conservatives versus liberals. Like, where do different people sit on it? And then what would happen when these two people start dating and they have a baby and the mother wants to abort, but the father is highly conservative? How do those two ideas mesh? And then it grows into, okay, if she's liberal, maybe she has two boyfriends. And then that's how we ended up with that plot line. And I was just trying to explore the ideas of the back and forth, like how much of how do I put it? How much do those ideas clash, and how do we come to a conclusion? And so, if you're watching the movie, you see this debate that she's going through herself of like, what's right, what's wrong, and then each of the two guys has a sort of representation of that. I think the conservative guy and the liberal guy and immigration. It's a lot. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
So
Is there any specific life event that made you think to like create this? Did you create this from scratch?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
In terms of life, it was okay. So
If you want to share it.
all right, yeah. So if they watch it, so it's based on the girl's based on like three of my exes. So the different parts of the film is a different relationship and how it ended, and then the guys is basically, I'd say, the two different sides of me and how I try to navigate whatever was happening. So you find that in the beginning, how they met is basically a story where I was even told by one guy, like, this feels like real life. It's not really drama. And I was like, yeah, I really wanted to talk about it. I'm trying to go to therapy for myself in my film, but that's basically it. It was driven by that situation where I'm now going, what if this happened? What if she got pregnant? What if this happened? And it's just a lot of what ifs. But I would say 45% of the film is true life, and then the other rest is made up stuff.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting. And why did you choose this story for your first time? Because you could have chosen maybe like a drama or like a comedy. We chose something a bit more serious.
Um, Yeah, I could have, but I think this was closer to heart. Like I was just trying to process a lot of things because one of the call them writing mentors told me that you need to put yourself in your film and then make it about yourself, connect with it. That way people can connect with it. So I was going through some therapy sessions for myself. And then at first it was going to be because I was inspired by, if anyone watched Babylon, I was inspired by that film and I was trying to go crazy, but then we didn't have the budget to do something musical and fun. And then it was how can we make a simple film that we can shoot on a relatively low budget. And so the idea just started to be reined in. So I was like, okay, what do I enjoy making? I enjoy making thrillers. Let's do that and let's explore. And then the themes then became bigger. They were not supposed to, but I got crazy. And the themes became bigger. And I was like, well, I don't really have anyone telling me not to do it. I might as well just do it. So that's how we ended up here.
Yeah, just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, yeah, and that's actually goes right into our next question of how the idea evolved from the first concept from to the script. So I know you wrote the script. So could you tell me a bit about that process and then how that ended in the end product now?
Okay. Okay. So anyone who knows the story of the original story was probably laughing at this point. Because how this started, what I didn't mention is it started out as a girl who meets a guy, and the guy is super conservative. The girl is super liberal. By super liberal, I mean she goes to sex orgies and stuff like that. And when they meet, she takes the guy there, and then for him, he's like, "What the hell is going on?" And that was where the story started. And then my teacher was like, "This is crazy. No one's gonna do it." And I was like, why did you teach me that I can do it? And then we changed the story from there. So I started taking away all the sex orgy stuff and kept the core of it. Like the whole idea is just liberal versus conservative. How do we grow that politically? And then in the script, I then just started thinking of how do I make it relatable to everybody. Like it's a family, then becomes about immigration. I was looking at, I think that was last year during the elections. No. I wrote this 2023. So I'm assuming Trump had started his campaigns and stuff.
Yeah, during
So
election time.
and then I went into the immigration process of like, what's it like to be an immigrant knowing that your life is basically not in your hands and at any moment you can wake up and the political landscape has changed. And then it's how do I explore that? And then it's, okay, when you immigrate, you come in with these views that you have, and then you fall into Canada and it has these views that it has. How do you navigate that? So then that's how the script started changing from one sort of crazy, funny idea to, oh, I can actually talk about something serious and just highlight what it's like viewing life from an immigrant's perspective, but also making sure to keep it as Canadian as possible because there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in this country. So I was like, how do I do that? So that's how we developed it. And yeah, it's totally different from the first draft to the final draft because then the themes became bigger and I took it more seriously than just trying to copy Babylon.
Okay, and this is probably like a really long process because you said it started in 2023 and we're now in 2025.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's about like 2 years. Wow.
Yep.
And how did you develop your visual style or tone for this movie?
Damn.
Yeah. Is it like similar to your short films or?
It is and it's not. So if you're watching it, well, the good part is no one would know. But those, like, I know when I'm watching it how I was developing visually, like just how I film stuff is the film was progressing because it did take 2 years to make. I think we started filming in July 2024. So from that time to when I think the last shot was February 2025. I think so. That was the last time we were filming. And what happened in that time is I grew as a cinematographer, like just the way I look at things and how I use light. So in the beginning, it was visually, I was trying to copy paste whatever I saw on TV. And that I was also using a lot of like outside shots, like daylight, just to avoid lighting. And then as it progressed and my skills started to progress we started filming a lot of the inside stuff. And with that also, I just started developing my own way of lighting. So there was an idea of the tone that I was going for because I was copying Gone Girl, and I wanted that sort of vibe. But then because schedule wise, we started filming in summer, went into winter, and then you're like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're coming back almost, I don't know what comes after winter, whatever that season, and you're still filming and it's constantly changing. So I knew that I had to fix it in post. So a lot of what you see is done in post. And in terms of tone, what was I going for? I don't even know. I was just going,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, just going with the flow, like from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah. Oh, and for those who may not know, can you explain what a cinematographer does? Everything.
Okay. A cinematographer, basically your job is, okay, this was the dictionary definition, is you turn the, what was it? The abstract into concrete. So you turn a script into the visual medium that people see. So your job is to make sure that you capture the director's vision. In this case, I was the director, so I was just bringing to life whatever I thought. And my job is basically to create the images that everybody sees. I have a team under me, like the gaffer, the guy's responsible for lighting, and I have camera people. So basically, your job is to visualize whatever's on paper, and that's what I was doing. It's usually easier because you have someone telling you what they want you to make, which is the director. But then when you're the cinematographer and director, it's like, okay, I want it green. There's no why. It's like, it's gonna be green. And so that's what a cinematographer does, is you're basically responsible for everything visual and lighting wise. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I think it does. I think so. And now for just like some production challenges, because I know in every film, movie set, there's always going to be a challenge. So what would you say the biggest thing was during production that you faced?
I mean, the big one is always going to be budget. That complicates life, because then you're now working on favors and people's schedules, which was tough because just scheduling actors, you have some scenes where we have 5 actors and it's, when are you available? When are you available? When are you available? And then when the 5 of them are available, is the location available? And then it's like, is the budget there for that day to make sure that house no one is in it, or whatever we need in terms of transport, food, and all that stuff. So the first thing was budget. The budget was tricky. And the second thing is scheduling. It was ridiculous because I thought we would film this in 15 days. We ended up taking 6 months. And that's just on who's available at what time and when can we film it. And then when that's happening, it's like life is also happening. You're constantly having to work or do whatever. So I think that was the biggest challenge that we had, is just people's schedules and sound. Sound is always tricky. I'm learning. It's probably one of the hardest things you have, because once the film is done and then you're in post, you're like, I can't use any of this. What do I do? Okay, we have to do ADR. And guess what? It's back to scheduling again. It's back to, do I have the budget for it? Do I have, because you got to feed people. You're like, I didn't know it was that expensive to feed people until I had to feed them. And you're like, okay, fine. But yeah, other than that, is just making sure the actors are well taken care of and you have your crew, and you try to stay within budget and schedule, but this is done.
Yeah, it can be pretty tough. But yeah. And was there a moment during filming where you felt like it just may fall apart, and just like you mentioned, you're like, oh, like we can't use this.
Yeah, I think every day on set, every day I was like, I think I'm done. I'm like, why am I doing this? Because the thing is, when you're doing it, it feels like when you're the director, right? It feels as if you show up and you don't know what you're doing most of the time, and then it starts feeling as if the world is just against you. Like, why am I trying this out? Because you're calling the actors, are you available? No, like, man, why? Like, and I want to kill myself. And then there are times when the scene is just not working or the chemistry between the actors is just not there, and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I don't know how to get the performance that I'm looking for. And you can end up in a conversation with the actors and it throws you off to where you don't even remember what you were talking about, and it's like, oh man, I agree to this, but this is not really what I was going for. So there were moments where I thought, I don't want to do this no more. I think I get why people don't do this. It's harder. But in post as well, there were moments where you're like, I need this scene to make it connect with that, and then I don't think I can ever get the actors to commit again because they committed, and then I'm coming back being like, you know what? That stuff we filmed, we're gonna throw away. Let's fix it. So there were moments like that where I just thought, it's not. I can't do it. But I'm crazy enough to keep going, and finally got to the end. But even in the end, I'm like,
And is that how you handle it? Just kept going?
yeah, I had no choice. I put myself in a position where I have no choice. I have to make it work, because if it doesn't, it's like I wasted 2 years of my life, and I don't want to feel that way, and I would hate myself for the rest of my life. So it was keep going. I just love it. Like, I don't know if there's anything else I'd rather do than just making films, and to have the opportunity to actually do it. I mean, it was practically impossible. I knew going in, this is going to be impossible, but what do we have to lose? Let's go for it.
And that's what you're mainly working on right now, just like being a director, cinematographer.
Yeah, I tried working elsewhere. I don't have the skills. I don't have the, how would I put it?
Like passion for anything else?
Not passion. I just don't have, I don't have the temperament
Oh, yeah.
to be in an office or anywhere else. And because just some of the things people put up with, I don't think I can.
Real. Yeah. You probably put up with a lot as a director. Yeah.
Well,
No, everyone has to follow what you say.
not necessarily. It's let's say I don't connect with an actor. I can just wake up tomorrow and be like, yo, to the producer, yo, we're done. Like,
It's like you just cut them.
Yeah, like that one, or it's also like we just do one thing. It might have taken 6 months, but if you count the days we did it, it's probably just 20 days together. So then you're like, it's 20 days of my life. I can survive 20 days. I'll hate looking at the footage until it's done, but it was 20 days. Compared to if I have to go in every day, and know me and Bob are not really good friends, but I still have to smile at Bob because he pays the checks. I don't know.
True, I see. Now this is actually Kevin's first film, because he's worked on a lot of short films, right? Yeah. So what were you surprised most about directing your first movie?
Okay, so if you've done short films, right? So short films like 5 minutes to 10 minutes. I got used to that. I was like, this is simple. And short films usually, they don't have a beginning, middle, and it ends. With the film, you have beginning, middle, and then it's complicated because page 1 has to link to page 90. That shocked me. That was like, because I went in, I was like, if you make 10-minute short films, you just do 9 of them. That's a full movie. Yeah, wrong. You have the first 5 minutes to tell us what the story is about, and then you have the next 15 minutes to build the world, and then you have this, and you're like, oh my days, how am I doing this? And then you have to remember when we're on minute 90, who the character was on page 1, and you have to remind the actor, like, so remember this, and then they have to go, yeah. And that was tricky, and I didn't realize that actors put so much trust in the director for you to know everything. And I'm like, guys, I'm one person. Like, I remember one time we showed up, and in the lines it was, we went snowboarding, and they showed up with summer clothes, and we're like, it's in your lines. It's winter right now, guys. What are we doing with summer? It's like, shit. And I'm like, yeah, probably next time we need a costumer to deal with that. But still, that's when I realized that, okay, you're basically playing mom and dad on set. And on top of all the pressure that you have to know everything which you don't know. So that was for me the most surprising thing is just like how you have to be on point for all the, because I think this was what 90 to 100 pages, so you have to remember all of them. And even when you're on page 55, if something happened on page 1, everyone else can forget, but as the director you cannot forget it. And I think for me that was eye-opening, and I soon realized why a lot of people just stick to doing short films, because the moment you try to do a feature, it teaches you lessons you don't want to learn.
No.
So I'm very comfortable just coming up with, oh, what would happen if someone robbed a bank? Yeah, it's 2 minutes. But then with a feature, you have to answer a lot of whys, and then keep people engaged. And that's a challenge because everything has to make sense. Even with this, like the structure had to change in the edit where you're like, oh my days. Writing wise, it made sense, but watching wise, it doesn't. And then the end has to come to the beginning, and then fun times.
Yeah. And are you gonna like continue making more movies, or are you like, nope, this is my only one?
Oh no, we going.
Oh yeah,
we
full
going.
on, just
Full on. I
going.
have 2 to 3 ideas in my mind,
wow.
and I'm trying to see if I can make another one this year. Trying is
Yeah.
the key word, because every day I have to ask myself, is it worth the pain?
Oh yeah. Oh, you kind of talked about this before about like directing actors and stuff, but how would you approach that? Just directing actors.
Is get to know them. So what I've learned is the actors are super different and complicated people. So the trick is you have to know each, which is tough if you have a big cast. But like my approach now is I need to know the actor. I need to have an understanding of what motivates them, what drives them. Because for that period of time we're working, I'm essentially their therapist, I'm their best friend, I'm the mentor, and I'm the boss at the same time, because what I want for them is to give me the best performance they can give that's in alignment with the film. So I have a big responsibility for making sure that because a lot of times you find actors who show up and they want to give a performance for them which highlights them in a good way, but it's like if the performance is too extra and doesn't help the story, it's pointless, because then you just look like a bad actor. So my job then is to be like, hey, that's not what this is about. And it's also just about learning to navigate the ego, because I've realized all actors have a certain ego to them, and it's like, okay, how do I push the right buttons, and how do you protect each actor, because there's also a lot of crazy stuff that happens on set. So it's like it's that approach that I now have. I'm still working on my skills communication wise. It's keep making sure they know where we are and just making sure they have what they need at any given moment, but also understanding the relationship at some point that, okay, I'm not just here to cater to you. I'm here for a bigger vision for the different people involved. So it's that, and yeah, it's just having fun conversations, being the friend. And then knowing when we cut, hey, you may be friends for life, or it's like, okay, never again.
Yeah, never. Oh. So there was probably like, you probably came into some conflict then when you were filming with actors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Different
happens.
ideas.
Yeah. And you said you just mainly just communicated with them and just kind of kept pushing through.
Yeah, it's communicate and then pull them aside. What's happening for you? What's going on? And have those conversations, and then just know, because I think a lot of it is also my ego will get tested, and it's like, oh, we don't want to have like ego to ego match. It's like, okay, somebody has to take the high road and make sure we do the job. We can hate each other after the job is done, or work on our issues. Yeah.
And so what message or feeling do you hope the audience takes away from this film?
Gender-based violence is not good. Is number one. Keep your hands to yourself. Number two is, I think we need to have open dialogue about certain things, and I think certain things we'll have to agree to disagree with whatever the person chooses to do. And in this is just on the theme of abortion is like it's your choice. The film doesn't tell you what to do. It just tells you this is the conversation we're having and the implications of it. And then in terms of immigration and stuff like that, it's just I want you to see how much people are affected and how much people have. You know, when you're an immigrant, especially in Canada, it says you cannot be arrested or you'll be deported. And then you're like, how do you live your life? Do you call the police when something happens or do you not? So it's like, I don't know how people feel about that. So it's mostly just about we need to think about certain things that are on paper and what it means for real people in real life situations. That's the main takeaway is just like think of the next person. I know it might not be any of your business, but just think of how your decision when we go to voting and when we do whatever, how impactful that is. And yeah, let's watch out. I think in Canada, gender-based violence is like the highest rated.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. You see, I read somewhere where they're like one woman is in trouble almost every day.
Oh.
And I was like, yo, what? But then I just saw the headline and I kept going, minding my, I'm like, eh. But yeah, it's something that I've witnessed a lot of times and it's weird when it happens and you're like, I'm in Canada though. It's like,
Sadly, it's not shocking. Yeah.
yeah.
So is that some issues with these like political issues and gender-based violence be close to your heart? Because especially using it in your first film, it seems like you're trying to send kind of a message or use your own voice.
Okay, GBV was close to my heart, and this I blame because I grew up in Zimbabwe, and we almost got these commercials every single day of my life, to where you're like, what the hell is this? And then it sticks with me, and so when I moved here, when I would witness certain things, you're like, this is what they were talking about in those commercials, right? So when I was writing this, I was like, yeah, it's interesting because I've seen I think I don't know if it's a first world problem where the women don't even actually know when they're being abused. I'm like, that was not right. And then they're like, oh, it's just Tom. And you're like, it's not my problem. But when Tom does that, you know, you have a right to say something. And that was why it was big. And the political issue, yeah, it's a lot of things that also affect me, which, you know, I was like, it'll be cool to write about and just to bring awareness to, especially being a little foreigner in this cold country, you know. Yeah.
And so there's definitely a big difference in Zimbabwe and Canada when it comes to
Issues. Yes, there's big because in Zimbabwe I think people speak up. It's like you can't get away with things. It's like people will say something. I mean, it still happens, but like people would shame. Let's say the man is hitting his wife. It's like people would shame the man, and everybody in the society would know, like, yo, that guy. You don't want to be that guy, and stuff like that. And there's pressure on it. Whereas when you compare it here, it's like, oh, we see it, but what you want me to do about it?
true.
And so that was the major difference. And also the idea that here, if you're arrested, you're out tomorrow. I'm like, damn. That's a cool place to commit crime. But yeah, so they are differences, and some of the issues are really the same. Really, it's the same yelling and whatever. Like, cool.
And I want to ask you, what have you learned about yourself making this film? Big question. Yeah.
Yeah. I was recently asked that question and I didn't even know how to answer it. I think I would say that I am crazy. Okay, crazy in a good way. Like just willing to take on the pain and keep at it, just trying. I realize how resilient I am, just pushing forward and every day waking up thinking, why am I doing this? This is I don't need this. I don't need this pain. I don't need to struggle like this. But also just the willingness not to take any excuse because I've been telling myself just go for it. You know, I'm on a how you put it. I recently just listened to this guy who was like, we're going to die.
Oh,
And he says it from the day you're born, you promise you're going to die. So you are going to die. And I've been thinking about death a lot. So I'm like, I just want to do everything that I can. Like, do I want to look back 5 years from now and say, I had ideas, or, well, I made that and I made that and I made that and I've been going with that. And I'm like, well, yeah, if we're going to die, I might as well just do what I set out to do. So every day is a choice to do something. So what I've learned about myself is that it's just that I want my life to have meaning. And I think making films does give meaning. They're like love letters to the future and reflections of the past. And so I learned I'm very resilient and ridiculously a high risk taker, which is not good. Trust me, do not do it. I do not encourage this because risk is real. And if it doesn't work out, like if you see in the film, there's a lot of places we filmed at which you're not technically allowed to film at.
oh yeah.
And I was like, Mamma Mia, if we get arrested, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah, so going into a store, there was a shot, and I was like, "Are you allowed to film in the store?" Because you always see those YouTube videos that someone's filming, and they're like, "No, stop filming."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the Save On Foods. I remember we filmed on it, and then we came back the next time. There was a sign, no filming here. And then we went to the airport. Oh, my days.
Oh yeah, there.
That was scary.
I was like, "How'd you get that one?"
that was I pretended to be a tourist.
Oh my! If they come ask you, just start being like, "Oh no, no English."
Yeah. Run.
Yeah, that's right.
No. But yeah.
Yeah. So now, what is next for you? Do you have? Oh well, you already told us 3 projects in mind. Want to get started on one.
Yeah.
This year.
This year, one next. We have it's again. I can talk about one. Oh,
Yeah,
one
give us
is
like a sneak peek.
one is a very drama driven sad story about do you know about surrogacy, the industry of
Yes.
surrogacy? So it's touching on that. I think we're starting to see something with me and pregnancies, but we'll be going into a story about a mother trying to survive and how she ends up becoming a surrogate, but obviously it's drama. So we'll be touching on that. That's the next film. It's a very sad story. And then the other one is high octane action, just people killing each other for fun.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's 2 opposite ideas.
Yeah,
But
pretty different.
that's my brain.
Yeah. And let's see, what piece of advice would you give someone directing their first film? So kind of what advice would you have wanted when you started this journey?
It'll be get a team. It's this thing. It's your team is everything. The people you work with, have people who can tell you no and tell you yes and hold you accountable. Don't do it by yourself. Film is a collaboration thing. It's hard when you, like I said, I was the director, DP / producer. Those 3 tasks are heavy for anyone. Like each one on itself is heavy, and you try to do all 3, it'll kill you. I don't know how I survived, but they will do that. So your team is everything, and then casting is everything as well. Because especially when you start, it depends on your situation. Because in film, it's about, they always say it's about story, but it's a lot about the cast as well, like who you have and understanding who the film is for and how you're going to market it, because you want people to watch it. So if you don't have named actors, then it becomes about performance. Like those people have to deliver. And so it's watch out for that. If you're going to go for named actors and it's your first time directing, it may be hard because they have a brand to protect. So there's no room for experiments. But yeah, I'll just say that casting is everything, your team is everything, and just know who the film is for and how you're going to distribute it. Because once you're done and you think it's done, it's cut, it's a wrap, that's when all the problems really begin. Because it's like, who's gonna watch this? Why are we even making it? Why did we do this? And post-production is can't find many positive words. You can go to list Max Verstappen when he speaks. You can help you, but post-production is the worst part of filmmaking. So I wish somebody had told me that. Like, you're going to trying to kill yourself. The first edit is not the film. Yeah, don't watch it. If you have an editor, don't watch the first edit. Wait for them to polish. But if you're the editor, good luck. Yeah.
And are you going to be like advertising this film, like posting it, shorts, TikTok, Instagram?
Yeah, so the plan is we're going to do the festivals and stuff. And those guys, they don't want anyone else knowing about what you're doing with it. And then when it's done, I think there's a possibility of putting it on Amazon Prime. Once it's there, we'll start doing the shots, the reels, the actors, all those fancy things, which is fun because my background is in marketing. So I'm like,
that's good.
I can do that. Yeah. It sucks, but okay, cool. We're going to do that. I just hope it doesn't clash with the other one, because if we start production of that one, it's like, okay, we have to move. But also, I think it's a story people need to watch, so we'll invest in it. So yeah, TikToks. You on TikTok?
Yeah.
You TikTok? She would do the TikToks.
Oh no. Unless it's like a dancing video and I'm pointing, then yeah, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, I'm all done the questions. Well, yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go check out Benice's channel. She has a thrifting vlog that I watch. Vlogs. That I watch almost every week.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't understand people who go to thrift stores. So I'm like, it's always interesting.
It's fun. Yeah, I do that a lot.
You shop at thrift? Why not? Yeah. Why not brand new stuff? What's your argument?
Because like it's more like unique and like personal. Because like when you find stuff at the store, like yeah, you can find like basic stuff, but you can find like so many cool things at their store. Like I found this green fishnet thing at a thrift store. What if
it was taken off a dead body?
Oh, I try not to think about that. Or I just pray over it. That's it. Yeah, like I don't think about that.
Just saying, just putting it out there. No. That's where my brain goes when I go to a thrift store. I'm like,
oh my,
all these people in car accidents.
Oh no.
Shall I ruin it more? Okay, fine. No. Okay, I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
It's fun though. There's also like luxury thrift store like down in downtown Vancouver.
Damn, look at you.
Yeah, I don't go there. It was like 30,000 for a bracelet. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not that, I'm not going to be spending money like
shopping.
that.
She should be spending 30,000. Okay.
No, I just like to look. Yeah, or vintage shopping. That's expensive too. Everything's expensive.
We now know who to call for our next budget, guys.
Yes. I'm actually great at that. Yeah.